President Putin, thank you so much for sharing your perspectives. My question was about Finland and Sweden having joined NATO. It changes the geopolitical landscape of Europe, and I was wondering how Russia interprets this. That is, the High North, as well as the situation in the Baltic Sea, perhaps specifically on the pressure that Kaliningrad is coming under, and how Russia might respond to this. Thank you.
As for the fleet, I've already mentioned that this could lead to conflict. I would not like to go into details and to give food to those who await our radical discussion. I will say this and that, and then they will start saying that Russia is making threats. We were warning you about this for a long time. And then they will get exactly what they were trying to get, trying to distract the attention from the problems due to the heightened factor of external threat. Of course, we will respond. It's not us who's suspending someone's fleet. Someone is trying to put obstacles on our way. What is the shady fleet? Can anyone speak for what that is exactly? I'm sure that not, because there is no term for that in the international sea law, which means those are unlawful actions, and those who try to do it need to keep that in mind. Secondly, as first for your question, is Sweden and Finland joining NATO? It's nonsense. We had no issues with Sweden or Finland. No issues whatsoever. In Helsinki, you could pay in rubles in any store. People would go into the store and use rubles to pay. In the border regions, they had signs in Russian. They were employing people to work in hotels and shopping malls, people who spoke Russian, because there were a lot of tourists. A lot of our citizens bought houses there. And perhaps some of these countries got a suspicion, or they were afraid that this silent influence of Russia was taking place. But the world is interdependent. If you don't like something and you see any danger in it, take certain economic administrative measures. Just limit acquiring of housing. Anything can be solved. But joining NATO, a bloc that is leading an aggressive policy towards Russia, what for? To safeguard what exactly? To protect whose interests? To protect what interests of Finland exactly? Was Russia trying to capture Finland or Stockholm? All that Russia wanted, we've resolved with Sweden after the Poltava battle. That happened a long time ago. We had no more standing issues. We know that Sweden had a different figure of Charles XII. And perhaps he was killed by his own people because he was trying to involve Turkey in another war with Russia. But that was long ago, centuries ago. What kind of issues did we have with Finland? There were no issues. Everything was resolved. All the agreements were signed following the Second World War. So what was the purpose? Were they trying to benefit from the strategic defeat of Russia? I could show a gesture, but I won't do it in the presence of ladies. Finland and Sweden have lost the advantage of neutral status. These negotiations on the possible resolution of Ukrainian crisis. Helsinki Act, why did it right? Why was it called? Because it used to be a neutral country. It was a comfortable spot for meetup. And now who exactly will go to Helsinki? Mr. Stu. Donald has that. He is good at golf. Okay, that's nice, but it's not enough. And I don't want to say anything bad. I love sports myself, but it's not enough. Where is the perspective? What is the advantage? Just name one thing. Perhaps the nationalist part of Finland was afraid that Russia was trying to silently intervene, but just introduce some administrative measures. Why not do it? I've always had good friendly relations with former leaders. They've come here, we've discussed any kind of issues, the transport movement. It was comfortable. But you see, apparently Russia is conducting aggressive politics. It attacked Ukraine. How about the fact that a coup d'etat took place in Ukraine? Did you not take that into account? What about since 2014 they've been killing children in Donbass? Is that okay? That tanks and airplanes were used against the civilians in those cities. Everything was documented. Is that acceptable? They just didn't want to analyze that. All they wanted to do was join the clique that wants to profit off of Russia's sake. Former president, when we spoke on the phone, we had friendly relations, we played hockey together numerous times. He said, Norway is in NATO and nothing is happening to them. Well, yes, nothing good is happening to them. We've negotiated with them on the sea matters, normal relations, but now the border between Russia and NATO is growing bigger. We had no armed forces in that part of Russia, but now there will be. Now we have to create separate military areas. Finland said we will not allow the emergence of arms that is dangerous to Russia, especially nuclear arms. Who the hell knows? Who exactly will ask the Finns for their opinion when making those decisions? I don't want to offend anyone, but I know how those decisions is made. Just leave it be, and what will this lead? Did you hit the hole? Now you will respond for that. So let's station the complexes over there. They will be responsible for this and that. What is the point? Now they're mentioning our aircrafts not using transponder over the Baltic Sea. I have noticed when I visited Helsinki that NATO airplanes never used transponders. And then the Finnish president said, well, let's agree that everyone should use them. Russia agrees. What was the NATO country's response? We will not abide by those rules. This is nothing but the stirring up over another region in the world. And they're threatening the very stability, the military strategic stability in those regions. If there's anything dangerous then we will also station something dangerous there. But what for? Who exactly will benefit from it? Will Finnish security or Swedish security benefit from it? Not at all. So of course we will continue working. If they want to restore relations, we have no objections. But the situation has changed. There is a residue.
Mr. Putin, why are you sending so many drones to Denmark? Don't do that.
I promise I won't do it anymore. Not to Denmark, not to France, not to Copenhagen. Where else are they flying? Lisbon. People are entertaining themselves, and they used to entertain themselves about the UAV, about the unidentified flying vehicles, about the UVFs. And they have a lot of weirdos. We can launch them every day and they can try and catch them. But if we speak seriously, we don't have UAVs that could reach Lisbon. We have long-range ones. But there are no targets there. That's what matters. But that is another way of stirring up the situation in order to respond to the orders of Washington and to raise their expenditures on defense. Although the European economy their situation is complicated. We've spoken about Germany, France. Germany used to be at the forefront of the European economy. And no matter how badly they want it, they can never regain those positions. In short term, it's very complicated, and other countries are losing their positions due to the stagnation of leading economies, due to the high budget deficit, and other macroeconomic figures. I believe I said that we had 2.6. Theirs is 4 or 6 times. So in order to distract the attention from these substantive, deep issues, they try to stir up waters.
I think that you have scared Portugal, Lisbon, and actually the situation there is very dire. Well, it was a joke. By the way, it was a joke.
No, that was not a joke.
Then you are warned that's a very frank thing to do.
If you're warned, you can consider yourself armed.